To today's live coaching call and community conversation. Today we are going to be talking about, or I'm going to share with you 3 tips to help you fast longer and enjoy the process of intermittent fasting and how to create this as a lifestyle for yourself. So welcome. If you're new here to our community, I always like to take a second to welcome you. My name is Diane Parham. I have been fasting now, intermittent fasting, for about 6 years. I also teach a course called the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman, which helps women create a lifestyle of fasting to help them age successfully. I also teach a course on the midlife mindset shift, where we actually create shifts in our mindset to also help us embrace and age successfully. So welcome. Make sure you've hit that subscribe button on YouTube, as well as that little bell notification. That way you will know when I go live or upload new content. And it does also just generally help our channel here in getting information out to the people who need to see and hear it. And then also on Facebook, I ask that you take a second to follow and make sure that you are set up for notifications there as well. Again, that just helps me and what it is I'm trying to do here as my job, to help as many women find our community as possible. So let's get to today's conversation. One of the things I hear a lot from women who are starting to incorporate intermittent fasting is they don't believe in their brain that they can fast as long as they know that they should be in order to achieve the results that they're hoping for. So remember, our body and our brain is going to believe what it hears sooner and more confidently than it's going to believe what it sees, right? So if you're constantly telling yourself that you don't believe that you can fast longer, your body is going to also believe and trust that, because that's what you're telling it. So we have to work on our mindset shift and try to figure out what it is that's blocking us. But today I'm going to give you 3 tips that I think are going to help you get into those longer fasts with intermittent fasting, if that's what you say that you want. So remember, intermittent fasting is a 24-hour period. We break our day up into 2 windows, a fasting window and a feasting window. And our goal here is 20 hours of fasting with 4 hours of feasting. So let's get started. Our goal here, and my personal goal here, is to help you fast long, feast well, and train smart, regardless of what season of life you are in, but do that in your most authentic way. And I think that's where a lot of people get tripped up with intermittent fasting, is that they're trying to follow too many different people doing too many different things, and we're not really trusting what our body is capable of doing if we just move out of the way. So my first tip, and probably the most important tip that I can give you, is to consider feasting too fast, right? And a lot of times what people teach is, I fasted, therefore I can feast. But what we're doing in our feasting window does determine how well we are going to feel in our next fast, because our body has to process what we just put in it. On Thursday last week, we talked about what it means to fast and what it means to be in a fasted state, right? So our body has to actually digest and absorb what we put in it in our last feast in order to actually get to that fasted state. And that is actually what we're shooting for, which is why the 20-hour fast is such a powerful way to fast here in this community, right? So how you feast affects your fast. That is a mindset shift flip, right? That a lot of us, when we connect the dots to that, understand why our fasting is so uncomfortable for us. We're not supporting what the expectation of our body is the next day. And fasting is not normal for a body, especially when it has been eating so frequently throughout the day, and you take that thing away, suddenly your body does go into a little bit of stress. It goes into a little bit of shock, and it's like, hey, what the heck is she doing to me? So we have to consider what it is we're putting in our feasting window so we can fast comfortably the next day, and your fast should be comfortable. What I recommend here in this community is higher naturally occurring fats. So lots of oils, avocados, make sure you're eating some fatty type of meats if you're consuming animal protein. those types of things in your feasting window. You want to make sure that you're getting moderate to low amounts of protein, so you don't have to overconsume protein in order to be successful with this. And then we want to make sure that we're very conscious in our carbohydrate choices. So carbs are not bad. You don't have to eliminate carbs. You don't have to follow a ketogenic diet, which is generally outlined as 20 grams or less of carbohydrates a day to be successful and have all the things you want as an aging woman. You have to use common sense when you're feasting and ask yourself, how is this going to affect what I want from my fast tomorrow? When you stop and ask yourself that question, or you put that little pause, and we talk about here in this community as well. When you put that pause in your feasting decision-making process, I promise you, you will make more informed decisions. And then if you do make a choice where your fast does not feel well for you, you have to recognize that choice and then try something differently. So first tip, feast to fast. Okay, second tip is hydrate properly. We're afraid generally to consume water out of the norm, right? We feel like we're going to flush everything out of our body and it's not safe to consume water. We need water more than we need food. We also need nutrients in our water, right? Minerals in our water. We need those electrolytes to make sure that we're staying hydrated, because when we remove food from the equation during our fast, we're also removing some of the minerals that we need to survive. Magnesium, potassium, calcium, and sodium are the minerals that we need to make sure that we keep in our fasting window. It doesn't break a fast. It actually helps our fast become more consistent and more comfortable for us. So I also like to ask you to ask yourself this question. Are you thirsty or dehydrated, or are you just hungry and mentally preoccupied, or maybe even bored with the fact that you're doing nothing in your fasting window? When you get really good at recognizing the sensation of thirst versus hunger, you can actually fast longer, because you're not going to think that the sensation that you're feeling is something that you need to satisfy with food, but it is something that you can satisfy with a nice glass of water, especially if you have some water with some electrolytes in it, right? So dehydration is not just lacking liquid in your body. Dehydration is actually the result of not getting the right amount of electrolytes in your body as well. So make sure that you're upping that water intake and you're upping that electrolyte intake. Sodium is a trick that a lot of people use with fasting. You just put a pinch of salt underneath your tongue. It will take the hunger hormones, like sensations away, and will actually give you a little burst of energy. It's amazing what sodium can do for us, and will help you get through your fasted state as well, especially if you're new or you're trying to extend that fasting window just a little bit longer. And then the third tip, which I think is also just as important as feast to fast, is, are you creating fasting opportunities? Feasting opportunities are always going to be there for us, right? There's parties, there's luncheons, there's going out to dinner, there's always an opportunity to feast. But are you actively pursuing fasting opportunities? And let me give you an example of what I like to do in my own life to create fasting opportunities. So I like to schedule appointments out of the house around dinner time. So I don't do it often because, we like to eat as a family and those kind of things, but I seek out these opportunities when they become available. So what I'll do is, let's say I have a hair appointment or I have to go run errands. I generally schedule that in my day around dinner time. And I just tell my family, hey, look, I've got some things I've got to do. You're on your own for dinner, right? My husband's fully capable of feeding himself. My daughter's fully capable of feeding herself. We have a house full of things and they know how to get Grubhub, right? So they're not going to starve to death without mom being there to make dinner. I extend my fasting window through the time that I'm away from home. And then when I come home, I've already decided I'm only going to have water for the rest of the night. So that's a great way that you can extend some fasting. So I basically just start my fast earlier that day. I have my last meal earlier in the day, usually around the afternoon. I schedule events around dinner time. So I just skip one feasting opportunity with my family. I go into my fasted state. I come home from my errands. I only drink water and I break my fast the next day around the same time. You can do this multiple different ways in your routine, right? You can have a brunch on Sunday with your family and have like an early type of feast in your afternoon. End your feast at that time, fast all the way through Sunday evening, fast into Monday, break your fast at your regular time. So there's lots of opportunities available to us if we stop and think, can I create a longer fasting window for myself if I just rearrange a couple of things and set some boundaries into place where I can continue my fasted window? This is a great opportunity to stretch things out if you're finding that you're struggling with getting to the next window that you're hoping for. The big gap for so many women in extending their fast is the thought that they have that they can only fast for a certain amount of hours. Now, let me also put this little asterisk side note in here for those of you who are like, oh my gosh, do I have to do this every day? This is what I like to coach women on, and this is what I really like to emphasize in the course that I teach, the intermittent fasting for today's aging woman. Once you're happy with what you have going on in your body that you started intermittent fasting for in the first place, once you've lost weight, once you have your clothes are fitting better, once the bloat is gone, once the insomnia has gone away, once you've reversed maybe some of those sugar related diseases that you've been battling with, then you can ebb and flow your way in and out of fasting. And this is where creating fasting opportunities really does provide that unique opportunity and flexibility for us. Because the reality is, like I said, feasting opportunities are always going to be there. I want you to make sure that you're never missing memory-making moments. So never miss an opportunity to go celebrate with someone or visit with someone or create a memory with someone because you have established fasting protocols. So we give on the feasting part of it, right? So that we make exceptions for that. And then when you also create the mindset that you can also create the same type of opportunities with fasting if you just plan out how you can be busy during a feasting time and extend that fast out. That's where we get the ebb and flow and everything ends up balancing out in the end, as long as you are very honest with yourself in what you're doing in tip number 1, and that's feast to fast also. So great opportunities for you to extend that fast. It is a mind over matter situation. If you tell your brain you can fast for 20 hours, I promise you, your body will give in to that 20-hour fasting window. It's resistant to go 20 hours because your brain is telling it that it cannot. So believe you can fast longer if that's what you're struggling with and that's what your hope is and that's what you're striving for. And I promise you, your body will act in kind. Implement these very simple 3 steps, and I promise you, you'll be fasting that 20 hours consistently before you know it. And literally 20 hours consistently over time is all you need to fast with intermittent fasting to reverse so many of the things that we have ailing us. I want to share with you guys really quickly, and then I'll go to the comment section, that we have women in our community who are fasting via the 20 hours that I teach in class. They have ended the first week of their class and they are already seeing results. So I pulled these comments from our group. I asked them to share so we could pay it forward here in our community in proof that it only takes 7 days of fasting consistently, fasting long, feasting well, and just being in tune with your body to see and feel results. So Suzanne says her clothes are already fitting better. She said that on Saturday. Our course started last Saturday, so it was literally 7 days. Suzanne S says, my husband says I'm not snoring as much at night. That means she's getting into that nice, deep, relaxed sleep. The reduction in inflammation is incredible. My pants fit so much better as the bloat is reduced. I feel positive about life in general and am so excited to continue on this journey. Have lost 7 pounds in 2 weeks. So that means she was following us and implemented some changes a week before. So 7 pounds is 2 weeks in 2 weeks is a big deal for women here in this community because so many of us feel stuck in that inability to lose weight. She still has 15 pounds to go. I have no doubt she's going to reach that goal, but totally feel it's attainable with this lifestyle. Sure, saving money on groceries and alcohol. Again, that's another one of those things that I always promise women. If you come into class, if you practice what I'm teaching you in class, not only will you look and feel better by the end of the first week, but you will create that mindset of, if I do this, I don't need all of these quick fix things. I don't need to add in all these things into my life to try to achieve something. My body's fully capable of doing it on its own. And you can get rid of a lot of these elixirs. You can get rid of all these quick fix things. You can just fast long, feast well, and enjoy your life. Okay, so let's see who we have here in our comments section. If you haven't left me a comment yet, I would love to hear from you. I know today's a holiday, so hopefully more of you are home today and can actually jump on live. I do post this on Facebook and YouTube after, so rebroadcast members, we always welcome you as well. Janine, great to join you live again today. Love the new time. I love it too, Janine. I'm so grateful you guys are willing to accommodate my life changes as well and jump on when you can with me live. Janet, good morning from Nevada, July 2017 course graduate. She is doing great things for herself. Michelle, hello from Alberta, Canada, age 46, 1.5 years since my last period, feeling great. Girlfriend, I am so happy for you. There's nothing better than going into this next season of life saying that you're feeling great. I'm so happy for you. Just keep up doing what you're doing, girlfriend. And I promise you, those feelings will stay. Carmen, hello, IF grad, October 2018. Dawn, hello. Cheryl, 2021 grad and fasting, still fasting and loving it. Tina, hello from South Dakota, November 2021 graduate. Great to catch you live, girlfriend. I'm so happy you were able to catch us there today. Lily loves to shop. Hello from Illinois. And then Dawn, hi from Wasaga Beach, Ontario. What about taking supplements during your fasting period? Okay. I always say if you're going to fast, fast. If you're going to feast, feast. Supplements can be that thing, and we could get down to like the nitty gritty scientific data of it all, or you can just decide that taking your supplements in your feasting window is a better option for you. So there's some supplements that could break your fast. There's some supplements that don't. I always say put minerals in your fasting window and put supplements in your feasting window. So take them when you first break your fast. And start your feast, or take them at the end of your feast when you're about to start your next fast. I always say I don't want to risk what I'm hoping to achieve with a fast because of supplements, right? And there's so many different ingredients, fillers, casings on things that have ingredients that could keep you from reaching your goals. Again, it always depends on why you're fasting also, right? So if you're fasting for the cellular autophagy, renewal of your DNA benefits of fasting, maybe even some mental clarity, I wouldn't risk it with some supplements. I would just move them to a different part of my day. If I'm fasting in a maintenance type of phase and I just love like the energized sense of calm, or I like the break from food and I'm really confident in what I'm doing with my fasting and feasting, it might not hurt you or create a setback for you. But again, you have to understand why you're fasting, what are the goals that you're hoping for, and does it make sense for you to take your supplements at that time? So it's really personal, and it always goes back to why it is you are fasting in the first place. So I hope that one helps. Pam, age 55, just found you last week, joined your February class coming up. Very excited for a new mindset, starting 20-hour fasting on day 4. Congratulations, girlfriend. So Pam will be one of those people at the end of week 1 that says, in 2 weeks, she was able to accomplish this. I can't wait to get that comment from you in our class, and welcome. We're so happy that you'll be joining us in February. All of our new members here, make sure you're subscribed and make sure you get on my email list so you know about our upcoming classes for sure. Carmen, I've started falling behind in hydration in the last month. I used to log 84 to 100 ounces a day. Now I can't even get in 64 ounces. I started drinking water too late in the day. Okay. Carmen, this is what I teach in the midlife mindset shift course in creating habit triggers, right? So I like to keep a bottle of water on either my bathroom counter. I've just started recently putting it on my bedside table. And as soon as I wake up in the morning, I drink 25 ounces of water. Check, done, right? Then, the next activity I have in my day that I can kind of designate to a trigger to drink more water, I'll drink another 25 ounces of water. So this is ready to go. As soon as I'm done talking to you guys, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to drink my water. Check, done. Now I'm 75 ounces of water in, and I'm in the mid part of my day. So you have to create habit triggers. The trigger is going to tell your mind to accomplish a task. This task being getting water in. So you have to put them in play, and I would start it the night before. So put your water into place that the first thing you do in the morning is get that first 25 ounces of water in. Once you get that in, then it's just sort of a domino effect, and you'll just seek out your water for the rest of the day for sure. Robin, amen. They won't starve. Right, girlfriend? Your family can make it one night without you making them dinner and they will be fine. And these kids these days with these phones, my daughter can order food from just about anywhere, have it at the door within like 15 or 20 minutes. It's absolutely amazing. They will be fine. They will not starve. They have their phones. Robin, it's so simple, y'all. 2019 graduates still going strong. Robin, we love when you come back and visit us, and I'm so glad that you're still finding success. Dima, hello from Montreal. I have every Sunday a brunch with my family. We have it around 10 a.m. So to respect my 18-hour fast, I have to start my fasting around 4 p.m. on Saturday. Is that right? Yeah, I mean, you have to do the math on that. What I like to do is I call it, I think we call it Sunday brunch fast to Monday. So we just start our feast earlier on Sunday. It shortens the fast from Saturday, but lengthens the fast to Monday. So we're working within a 24-hour time block. One's going to be shortened, one's going to be lengthened. So what we do is we usually have our brunch around 12 or 1. Then I start my fast for Monday and I just break my fast at the regular time on Monday. So Sunday to Monday is just a little bit longer and I usually have like one meal on Sunday. So you have to figure out the math part on that, but that's you're Dima, you're right with your thought process on that for sure. And then Marie, April 2017 fasting. She said, April 2017 intermittent fasting for today's aging woman course graduate. Did my first 24-hour fast. Loved it. Doing it again today. Yeah. So a 24-hour fast is still kind of that thing that falls within intermittent fasting. It's usually like a one meal a day approach. You can define it however you want. So you fast within still the 24-hour time frame, but you're just going to have usually one meal and you just go right back into your fast. So I'm super happy for you. 24-hour fasts are super fun and they're great to schedule in when you're mentally and physically kind of preoccupied. And before you know it, you're just kind of hit that point where you're going to eat. Tina, I know I can fast longer and have done so. Working on that mindset to shift to be consistent with my 20-hour fast. Would love to eliminate hot flashes to start. Yeah. And remember, Tina, the thing with hot flashes is the fasting part will help expedite getting rid of those hormonal imbalances, but it is really probably a bigger component of what you're doing in your feasting window and something that's causing you to still be out of balance. For me, gluten and soy were the two biggest culprits for me staying out of like that balance of shifting into menopause and those hot flashes and things like that. So yes, a 20-hour fast is going to help you detox and reset faster, but really pay attention to what's going on in that feasting window. Gluten and soy are usually the two biggest culprits for keeping women in that like season of hormonal side effects of menopause. So make sure you're making a list of all those things for sure. Dawn, is it okay to put apple cider vinegar in your water while fasting? Okay, Dawn, this is one of those things I always say, is the benefit of apple cider vinegar bigger than what you're going to get by just doing nothing, right? And we think we have to have all these little things in our fasting window and we just can't relax and just make no choice, right? So just have your water, see how that works. Try it for a week. Put apple cider vinegar in your water for a week. See how that works. Like, what are you going to do when you run out of apple cider vinegar? Is the burden of putting apple cider vinegar in it more than just the joy of having water? Like, you're the only one that's going to ask that. Does apple cider vinegar create a bigger or better result with fasting? I don't think so. I just don't want to bother with all that stuff. So I just do my black coffee and my water. Some days I just do water. So it all is dependent on you, but don't hold up all your hope on apple cider vinegar being the magic little thing that's going to make everything better for you, because it's just not true. Okay. So hopefully that helps with that one. And then Dima, I have a big Costco bottle with me right now. You go, girlfriend, with that water for sure. Habit triggers. Habit triggers are the thing that are going to make you the most successful, not just with intermittent fasting, but with everything in your life that you want to accomplish in a day and find joy in the process of doing it, right? So those habit triggers are big deals. Habit triggers can trigger positive things in your life, and habit triggers can also trigger negative things in your life. So one of the things that I realized was having like a little candy dish in the house. I was the one walking through the kitchen 15 times a day, grabbing something from the candy dish 15 times a day was a bad habit trigger for me. eliminate the candy dish, and no longer are you triggered to grab something out of it, right? So all of the things matter. And if you're finding that you're feeling stuck in something or frustrated in something, think about how your day is unfolding. Think about visually what you see. What are you tripping over in your day? What are you exposed to? You don't have to white knuckle and have like hardcore motivation and determination. Just eliminate the problem and just smoothly move through your day. And that really does start with habit triggers. We'll do awesome, Tina. And then Millie, with soy, do you mean the soy sauce I eat with sushi? Does that mean I have to give up my sushi? You don't have to do anything. You can continue to eat your sushi, and if you don't want to give it up, if like the sushi brings you more joy than what the soy could potentially be doing to you as far as keeping you in that hormonal imbalance, enjoy the heck out of your sushi. It's when we make these mental conflicts, create mental conflicts in our head, or like, I don't understand why I have hot flashes. I don't understand why I feel so out of balance. I don't understand why I'm so bloated, but there's no way in the world I'm going to ever give up my soy sauce. Then we have conflict. So what I always recommend is going 100% without something that you're questioning. See how you feel at the end of the week. Put the thing back in. See how you feel at the end of the week. And then decide what's a better way for you to live your life where you're not going to have conflict in your brain. One of the biggest things for me that was holding me hostage in a season of sickness was soy. Soy sauce, soybean oil, soy lecithin, soy anything, right? And I thought I was soy free and was still frustrated with why I was not feeling well. And it wasn't until I realized 15 times in one day when I was consciously avoiding soy, I had been exposed to soy because it was in candles, it was in lotion, it was in makeup, it was in chewing gum, it was in some of the supplements I was consuming, it was in my turkey bacon, it was in my spray oil I was using to cook my eggs. And so you have to figure out, if you're not 100% waking up every day looking and feeling your best, if there's something nagging at you, you have to get to the bottom of what that thing is. For a lot of women going through hormonal seasons of change, sadly, soy is one of those things that's causing them to still feel bad. So do the experiment and then decide what's more important, looking and feeling your best or your sushi. And there's no wrong answer. Sushi could very in fact be the thing that brings you joy. Just make sure that you're putting it in your life at a time where you can handle the bad, negative, whatever side effects of it and eliminate the conflict in your brain. You have to own the choices that you make and then stop battling with it in your brain, and then enjoy your sushi if you find that that's what you want. Coconut aminos instead of soy sauce. Yes, for sure. Coconut aminos are a great substitution for soy sauce. Anything that's in a food or an ingredients list that's causing you issues, meaning your body can no longer tolerate it, there's always a better solution. You just have to keep looking until you can find it. One of the examples I like to give of this is is spaghetti sauce. So the spaghetti sauce that we were using had soy lecithin in it instead of a different type of, soy lecithin and soybean oil. They're all just cheap fillers, right? And so I just turned around spaghetti sauce jars until I found one that had olive oil in it instead of soybean oil. And then we just made a consumer switch of brands. So what I recommend is turning around everything that you're shopping for, fully reading the ingredients list, making sure that you are spending money on products that are going to help you look and feel your best and not take away from that aspect of your life, and keep looking until you find one that has the ingredients that satisfy the way you want to live your life and the lifestyle you're trying to create for yourself. They're out there. It just takes a little time and consistency. And then once you find it, then just make a consumer habit purchasing change for sure. Coconut aminos is a great substitute for soy sauce. Yes, 100%. Millie, thank you. I think you are right. I have noticed in the night when I have eaten bread and sushi, I do have hot flashes, but sushi does bring me loss of joy. Okay, so here's the thing about sushi too. Like sushi in itself might not have the soy in it, but what you're dipping the sushi in could. So if you go out to eat sushi, in your purse, stash your coconut aminos and bring those with you to the sushi restaurant, right? So I am very open with how I've made those consumer changes myself. When I go eat at a Mexican restaurant, my favorite thing is chips, guacamole, and salsa. I love them. I can't imagine my life without them. But oftentimes the chips at the restaurant are the things that are making me feel good, right? Could be the oil they cooked in, could be some of the corn products in their chips. I didn't know. I didn't care. I just knew that when I ate them, I didn't feel good. So I bring my own chips when I go out and eat at a Mexican restaurant. I literally pull the chip bag out of my purse. I ask for a chip bowl. I pour the chips in and I enjoy my chips and salsa. And I don't feel bad. So get yourself a bottle of coconut aminos, take them with you when you eat your sushi, test it out. Maybe it's just the soy sauce and not the sushi itself. And then you can have that freedom and flexibility to go eat when you want to eat. Okay, for those of you who are interested in jumping in with us in our Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course, our next one starts on February the 5th. Registration closes on the 4th. I just posted the link to get on my email list to find out more about our class. And so I can start emailing you when we officially open up registration. You can join at any time. Registration is always open, but we do officially have a week before our class starts where we really start sending out some emails and get you guys enrolled with us for the next course. I go into more detail of these type of topics inside the course and really teach you the foundation of fasting long and feasting well. And remember, it takes 7 days. 7 days of really paying attention to the choices that you're making and going all in on you and how it is you want to age, that you'll start to feel the difference of what intermittent fasting can do for you. You don't have to do anything extremes. You don't have to buy fancy elixirs. You don't have to have magic potions. Just let your body rest, detox, and relax. And I promise you, you'll get everything you need from class. Dawn, you are so welcome, girlfriend. I'm so happy you were able to join us today. I love you guys and I love this community here. I love when you guys take the time to leave me a comment. Make sure you're sharing these topics and conversations with women in your community as well. Every woman should have the opportunity to look and feel her best and live her life most authentically in every season of life. But I do feel it's very important for us as we're going through this aging process. We have a lot of years left to live. We should have the opportunity to wake up every day looking and feeling our best. And we start with learning how our body's working for sure. Pam, I'm so excited for you to be in class with us. Dima, I will definitely be in the February course. Can't wait to have you guys. I love having you inside the class. There's something that happens in our brain when we make the decision to go all in and go all in with the education, experience, and support and the community of like-minded women that changes everything for us. Intermittent fasting is not perfect. It's not the magic be-all, end-all fix for everything that we have going in our life, but I promise you it's a great start. And I've been doing this for 6 years. You can see the women that come back in our community have been doing it for years as well. It's a great way to just free your mind of all the nonsense and all the advice that's going on and figure out what's going to work best for you. So can't wait for you to have you guys in class. Get on my email list. Can't wait to see you guys again on Thursday, noon Central Standard Time. If there's something that you want me to focus on in one of our live coaching and community chats, just send me a message or send me an email and I will make sure I include your topic in one of our conversations. Have a great day. If you're home today and you're having a holiday, enjoy your day, make the most of it, and then I'll see you guys back here on Thursday.